Hey folks, welcome back to Military Forces Unleashed. Today we're diving into a geopolitical storm that feels like a bizarre mix of history and modern warfare. Nuclear deterrence, European power plays, and a Russian president drawing some very bold comparisons. It's all happening in real time. Now imagine this, a French president hinting at extending his country's nuclear shield across Europe, while a Russian leader fires back by comparing him to Napoleon and Hitler. Sounds like a bad historical reboot, right? But this isn't fiction. It's unfolding right now. So, is Macron playing with fire, or is this just another chapter in the long history of power struggles between Europe and Russia? Stick around, because this one's got nuclear stakes, old rivalries, and a whole lot of political fireworks. France's nuclear arsenal has always been a wild card in global politics. Unlike the UK, which is deeply tied to the US nuclear umbrella, France has operated independently since Charles de Gaulle decided that relying on America wasn't exactly a foolproof strategy. Fast forward to today, and Macron is suggesting that France's force de frappe could extend its nuclear protection across Europe. Now, that's a bold move, because while NATO already has the US nuclear umbrella, Macron's hinting at something different, a European-led nuclear deterrent. And let's be real, that's the kind of statement that immediately sets off alarm bells in Moscow. So what exactly did Macron say? In recent speeches, he's floated the idea that European nations might need to rely more on France's nuclear arsenal, especially given the growing uncertainty about US commitment to NATO. With elections in the US on the horizon, and the possibility of an administration that's less enthusiastic about defending Europe, Macron sees an opening. But here's the kicker. France's nuclear deterrence doctrine is strictly national. It's designed to defend France, not necessarily Poland, Germany, or any other European country. Changing that would require a fundamental shift in France's military strategy, and that's not something that happens overnight. Vladimir Putin wasted no time firing back, and in classic Russian style, he didn't just reject Macron's proposal, he went straight for the historical jugular. Comparing Macron to Napoleon and Hitler isn't just trash talk. It's a deliberate move aimed at stirring nationalist sentiment and painting France as an aggressor. Let's break this down. Napoleon, the man who invaded Russia in 1812, lost 500,000 men, and ended up exiled. Hitler? We all know how that ended. Putin's message is clear. Europe has underestimated Russia before, and look how that turned out. It's a rhetorical play, but one with serious implications. For decades, nuclear deterrence was a Cold War chess game played by the US and the Soviet Union. But today, with rising tensions in Ukraine, NATO expansion, and economic warfare, the nuclear strategy has shifted. France's arsenal, though smaller than Russia's, is modern, mobile, and designed for strategic ambiguity. The real question? Would Macron actually be willing to launch a nuclear strike to defend, say, Estonia or Poland? Because nuclear deterrence only works if your opponent believes you'll use it. And right now, Putin is betting that Macron is bluffing. The biggest question is whether European nations actually want Macron's nuclear umbrella. Countries like Poland and the Baltic states, which feel the most threatened by Russia, might welcome it. But Germany? Not so much. Berlin has long resisted any moves that would make Europe more dependent on nuclear weapons. Then there's NATO itself. The alliance already has a nuclear sharing agreement where American warheads are stationed in countries like Belgium, Italy, and Germany. So why would Macron's plan even be necessary? And let's not forget the logistics. Extending a nuclear deterrent means massive political and military coordination. Does France even have the command and control infrastructure to manage a multi-nation nuclear shield? The reality is, Macron's proposal might sound dramatic, but in practical terms, it's full of roadblocks. So where does this leave us? Macron wants France to play a bigger role in nuclear deterrence. But whether that's actually feasible is a whole different question. Putin is using historical insults as a strategic weapon. It's not just about Macron. It's about framing the West as a threat. Europe is caught in a nuclear crossroads. With NATO, the US, and Russia all in play, any move towards changing nuclear deterrence strategy could have massive consequences. We might not be back in the Cold War, but let's be honest. It feels like we're inching closer to a new version of it. So, what's your take? Is Macron making a power move, or is this just political theater? And should Europe rethink its nuclear strategy? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Military Forces Unleashed, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into global military strategy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.